Hey everyone, this is Rocky Man here, and I'm just getting an update on a stock that I am have invested in about around the 70s, around this price, around the 70, 74-ish level back in February, March. And around that time, we had around February, March, we had the fall in the whole market as a whole around this time, February, March. And that's when a lot of people were panicking about tariffs, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, it tanked a lot of stocks. And one of them was BellRing Brands, as you can see on this chart here. And you know, what it did do, what the fall did do, was give us a pricing point of BellRing Brands at a very good, valuable price, because this is a great company. I did write about the company earlier, and I did in March, and then like I said, I previously I took a look at this public company, right around that 78 price, and since then we had an awesome and confident forward guidance from company CEOs and management in the last earnings call in May, um, right here on their website. And of course, I looked at the. I'm going to just summarize the fundamentals of the company, and they're excellent. They meet my parameters, and fundamentals don't change too much. And looking at the horizon for BellRing Brands, BRBR this year and next year, they look that the future is bright for this company. Now, looking at BellRing's brands, once again, from a monthly perspective, I'll go a monthly perspective and then whittle down to the weekly perspective. From a monthly perspective itself, um, when it comes to BellRing Brands, it's we see here on this monthly chart right here that it did pull back to the key June right here, and we have a huge monthly range right here, right at the key June area. You see that area here, and this is also horizontal support. I highlighted blue. In addition to this, we have more a a third level of support. So now it's confluence. This 76, 78% level is a Fibonacci level. Okay, and that's very interesting technically from this chart. So we have support going in, and we have our Ichimoku technical indicators telling us that, hey, this is a bullish trend. We should stay bullish. We shouldn't. Uh, there's no reason to turn bearish on this market. Now, from a weekly perspective, what's interesting about BellRing Brands from a weekly perspective, um, we have about 5 or 6 main weekly confluences that have appeared on the technical chart. And here's what I see. So I see something called a bullish Gartley pattern on the weekly retracement to the 58%, followed by the retracement to the 78.6% preceding move. What is a Gartley pattern? Is this pattern here? Let's go to a weekly chart. Let's go to a 2-week chart. So it looks like this. So the Gartley pattern, we have this low here. Market flew up, pulled back to this 50% level here. Market went up and then tanked to a 78, 76, 70% level from this percent level from this move, from this leg here. That's a pullback all the way down to a 78% level. And that's basically what you have. That's a Gartley pattern. So we have that Gartley pattern. We have our Fibonacci level here, right? We have a horizontal level. We have our monthly, the chart we saw recently on the monthly chart. That's a monthly confluence, telling us to remain positive. Here we have our Chiku span that's bouncing off the prices or testing the prices and testing horizontal support. You know, I wrote down other things. I mentioned the horizontal level. We have other indicators. Yeah, like you know what they say. Investors, what we say is this level here was support level, then it fell through and it became past resistance. We broke the resistance. And you know what we say in investing is past resistance equals future support. So now another thing, I mentioned MACD here. Let's take a look at the MACD. So we see here MACD is telling us, giving us a sign that this is hidden bullish divergence. Here's a better view of it. Here we see the MACD falling down, and you still level is lower than the previous low's level here, but the price is higher than that level. This is called bullish, hidden bullish divergence. So we have our Gartley pattern. We have all these confluence levels plus MACD telling us we are at hidden bullish, positive bullish divergence. We continue to see in this stock higher highs and higher lows. Um, I have other indicators here. I have other extreme indicators. So when the price fell down through the cloud here, as it fell down through the cloud, my extreme indicators are green here, and that tells me that this move here below the cloud is fake. On top of that, what supports that is that the fact that the monthly chart's Chiku span is also bullish. It's not negative. So, all this move here is invalid. It's just these are all buy signals, buy areas, reasons why you should, probably look for a buy. Um, Another thing is this. We had a double top. Technically, this was a double top. At least it looked like a double top here. Whoops! What just happened? Moved out of the way. So some traders will call this, a double top right here. This will be the low area here, and then we had a double top, and then we broke through the double top, and we made a double wave. So this move here, measured move here, is the same distance as or close to that distance here, and we have already moved that distance, right? I wrote here, it's the end of the bearish double top cycle that began in March 2025. And also another thing I'll show you is that on the weekly chart we have a weekly doji with volume VPA support, volume price action support, um, volume price analysis support. Why? Look at this here. You can see we have a huge doji right at that support level, right? And here's interesting. Look at the volume on here. Look at that volume. The largest volume we had um, for the past 6 weeks. We can ignore this level here. That was an earnings level. We can ignore that. But this is the largest volume we have for the past 6 weeks. The largest volume since last year of June 2024. So, the candles are telling us that investors are undecided, or probably things would of course this new candle here is Monday, the opening of today, Monday. But what this holding tells us is that we should expect the market to bounce from this level at some point from next month, which is July, to what I did here is I measured the move using Fibonacci time-based fibs here. This moved here to about here to here, and there's this really really light green bar right here, that here I marked it here. So by October 13th, October 6th, between October 6th, 2025 and March 2026, what we should see here is a move from the price of 59, 57.90, this to the 50s, from the 50s, from this area here, the 50s, all the way up to 140. So we should have let's say more than a double in price, or close to a double in price, if not more. Right. That's so my trade target is about my trade target itself is 140. There we go. Now we have an even number. So the trade target is 140. That is what I'm expecting from the stock in the next so October is how many months away is October from July to next month is July, right? So let's count July as 1 month. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So from 4 to 9 months from now, we should see a price, the market in BellRing brands cause the stock to move up more than double in price, right? Of course, that is tentative. It's very tentative here. But like I said, with the fundamental support, with the good forward guidance that we have from the management, I believe the technicals of BellRing Brands is at a great price now. It's a great candidate right now to continue its growth for this year in 2025. And looking forward with our investor foresight, the case for this stock is that it's not only high power, it not only has a high power probability outlook, right, for positivity, but it has a high odds outcome of technical price success. And it's at, like I said, at a great discount. I bought some at 70-ish levels. Now I bought some more today around the 50s levels, 50 something levels. This is great. A beautiful stock. Um, Another stock I didn't expect to shoot up quickly was Roblox. I bought it down here in the 50s, and now Roblox is at already doubled in price. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting the Roblox to jump to those levels around. Well, it is July, right? I was expecting for Roblox to, hit 100, double in price by July. It did. It's July, July to October, but it did that in just a few weeks from the time I purchased it. April, May, 3 months, 3 months to hit there. About 2 to 3 months, and it already hit that level. So our next target on Roblox, I believe that it could just keep going up, right? I don't know, but at some point, it already breached a horizontal resistance level here. It already hit the target. Maybe we'll have a pullback. Maybe not in July. Maybe in August, a little pullback, and then it will move from the ceiling here, right? Move from this ceiling. Our ceiling now is going to become a floor, and then from here, the price will move up to 130 or even 150. And what's my target? Hold forever. I don't. The goal of these stocks is not swing trading. The goal of these stocks is to hold them for 5 years, 10 years. And hopefully in the long run, they pay a dividend. That's really is my ultimate goal. And whatever dividends I get to reinvest them. So that's Roblox. But I'm really proud of the move of that company. Um, a lot of the stocks are recovering, including things like Celsius, one of my favorite drinks. I'm drinking Celsius right now. Mm. And going back to BRBR. So we can look at this from a 2 week chart and see something similar. I like this 2 week chart. It kind of encapsulates this whole thing in an easier way. We see that we're still above the cloud. We're bouncing off of here. It looks similar to the 1 week chart. And what I like about the volume on this 2 week chart is that it's a D3 volume. As the price went down, we can see the interest of sellers, or selling pressure is also are falling down. That the downward volumes or transactions are lowering. That's a good thing. So we'll see what happens this week in BRBR also. All the signs are all pointing to that this level is definitely a floor of this stock, BRBR, but the 50s levels. And I will be wrong around 40, 47. But does that mean I get out? No, because the fundamentals are there. In the long run, this stock definitely, I believe that it will recover, and it's best to just hold it out and wait. Sometimes I'm off technically, by a little bit of numbers, but I don't go completely by the numbers, but by a more a nuanced approach to the markets, and I kind of factor in weigh in on fundamentals heavier than technicals. Small little fluctuations in price, I look at the long term picture, ultimately to get into good companies that are going to grow, for the next 20 odd years. This is Rocket Man, and I'm signing out. Take care. Bye bye.